All right, welcome to the closeout. This is our first go at a sort of weekly wrap-up. I'm James Lissaman, Community Basketball Manager for Canterbury Basketball.
I'm Laura McDaniel, Canterbury Wildcats Coach.
I'm Marty Davison, Referee Manager.
Yes, you
Canterbury
are.
Basketball.
Yes, so we're going to be quite quick, just go through some of the major things that have happened through the week. I'll be going through men's premier scores from the Miles Toyota League. Marty will go through sort of one refereeing thing which needs some attention. Laura will do the women's premier miles thing, and then we have one player of the week this week to have a look at. So getting straight into the men's premier, University of Canterbury ran away from Gators 78-70. Josh Peterman had 22 points, Paul Stevenson 17, and then the two Canterbury Rams for UC, Brent Fisher and Nate Campbell, both with 11 points each. For Gators, Zach Lilburn had a great scoring game, 20 points. Jared Burnett had 15, and Barclay Miller and Ben Carlisle-Smith both had 10 points. Checkers, which has a pretty new team this year, won pretty easily over Lincoln University, 101-67. Ben Hall, the only double-figure scorer for Lincoln with 26 points. But for Checkers, Toby Galuli from the Canterbury Rams, 32 points, 7 rebounds in his action. Sam Riley, double-double with 21 points and 11 rebounds. And Adam Morgan, very close, 18 points, 8 rebounds. Main reason Checkers won this game was they dominated on the boards, 21 offensive rebounds, while Lincoln could only convert 27 defensive ones. Atami took care of Wolverines 89-78. Kurt Fenion with 17 points, Derek Albertson 16, Patrick Roger 13 and Zach Dwan 11 for Atami. Wolverines were paced by Andrew Callaway, 38 points, 14 of 19 from the free throw line, and he also had 12 rebounds to give him a double-double. Mike Kinley had 16 points and 5 steals, while Stuart Erskine had 16 points and 8 rebounds. And lastly, Pioneer, kind of easy one against newcomers this year, 67-51 over North Canterbury.
That'll change when Marty plays, right?
I think it probably will, but Ollie Davies pretty fantastic for Pioneer, 25 points, 7 rebounds. And Nino Cesar Diaz had 10 points for North Canterbury and Josh Whitaker. So heading quickly over to Marty's minute to talk about one of the refereeing rules this year.
So we had one call on in a game on Sunday where there was an unsportsmanlike foul by an offensive player. So many people thought that the rule would be different to if it was on a defensive player or an offensive player. But what actually the rule is, any unsportsmanlike foul by an offense or a defensive player results in 2 shots in possession for the other team. And possession of the ball is given at the timeout line with 14 seconds on the shot clock. So that's our sort of rule of the week that we need to be aware of when we're refereeing, that if an offensive player does an unsportsmanlike foul, maybe it's an elbow or something, it is still the same penalty as if it was if a defensive player made the penalty. Cool.
Thanks, Marty. All right, so I have the Women's Prem updates this week. So we had, first game up was Minties versus LU. It was not a great start to the game by both teams, I think. Not a lot of scoring going on, but the action improved in the second half with Lincoln pulling away there. We had Asia Bepe with 26 points and 6 rebounds. Sammy Irvine came along with 11 points. And Rosalia Samia had 10. Connie Paletti had 8 points but pulled in 22 rebounds. For Minties, Marangiruru High Schooler Millie Knight came away with 16 points, which is a good hit out for her in her first game. And Sarah Mason pulled down 10. The only other women's prem game that occurred that day was between Wolverines and the University of Canterbury, which saw 2 Wildcats taking the floor with Tessa Morrison and Sophia Kennedy playing for Wolves, and it was tied up, what was that, 8-8 in the first quarter, James? Is that what I'm looking at there?
Yes.
Which, massive scoring game obviously in that first quarter, but then Wolves went on a 31-8 run to really extend that lead, so they end up winning 73-34 with Tessa Morrison pulling in 21 points. Rosanna Cartanier with 10 and Kendall Hasty 11, and for UC Nicole Stewart pulled down 13, or not pulled down, made and got 13 points. So North Canterbury did not play this weekend and defaulted their game against Horswell. So good win there for Horswell women's basketball, and hopefully we'll see some more action in the next round.
Yeah, do you want to quickly talk about just the Wildcats who will be
I sure do, James.
basketball next weekend?
The Wildcats get the pleasure of playing at home for the first WBC tournament next weekend. So we play Friday night and Saturday night at 7:30, and Sunday night at 4 o'clock. The great thing this year in the WBC is we have a lot of tall ferns and professional players playing, so the standard in the league's really improved. So if you're looking to see some good basketball, not just women's basketball, come on down to that tournament. You can get tickets online, go to the CBA website or the Wildcats website or Facebook page.
And also just a quick reminder, the Canterbury Rams are taking on the Hawke's Bay Hawks tomorrow night. Use the code MATESDAY, all in capitals, and you'll get 2-for-1 tickets as well. So we're just going to wrap up now very quickly. So we have one player of the week this week, and this was during a game that was a 2-point lead for one of the Gators teams. Carlton Chitongo, though, he pretty much didn't want to go into overtime, so he took a very, very tough dagger sort of shot, made the 3, and pretty excited here afterwards. And you can see we were fortunate enough to get a special clip of him and his teammates celebrating straight after the game. So congratulations, Carlton. Player of the week, first one. We'll be on the lookout for some other exciting ones, and we will be back next week.
Later.